Hi, welcome to Vintessa Yoga. I'm Tessa, your yoga teacher. We will be doing less yoga today, more of a very quick cool down stretch for after you've taken a run. While our muscles are warm and oxygenated, it's a great time to get a quick stretch in. So come on down, take your shoes off, get comfortable. If you have a towel, grab it to place under your knees when we're putting a bit of pressure on them on the floor work. We'll get started sitting up on our knees and head straight into that toe stretch to open up through the ball mounts of our feet. After we've been running there, they're going to be a little tight. They deserve a bit of opening, so let's sit back and down onto those. And take a nice deep breath in and let the dust settle. Inhale deeply through the nose and exhale, release it out through the mouth. Feel some sensation in the toes, in the tops of your feet. Breath in deeply. Exhale, release out. Rock slightly forward to bring your toes out. Lay them flat on your mat. We're going to stretch the top sides of the feet quickly here before we move down. So place your hands behind you, fingers facing forwards. Take a breath in and lift your knees up slightly until you feel the stretch on the top side of your feet. Your ankles connecting to the foot, you're running, and the ligaments in there can become pretty tight, a little strained, so let's let them soften and release here. Nice, deep, long, soothing breath. Inhale through the nose and exhale, release. Push yourself up. Come to standing on your knees. I'll face towards you so you can see best. Have your left knee on your towel if you're using the towel for support. Step your right foot up and out with your toes facing towards your right side. This is if you're a yogi, a bit of a interesting take on an extended side angle with gate pose kind of mixed in. So you should be feeling an opening, a gentle opening through your inner groins, the left hip flexor. You can play with how much you might like to melt over the front foot on the right side to see how that changes where you're engaging the stretch. This might be enough for you, and if it is, stay right here. If you're looking for a little more bang for your buck, then let's take this into a chest opener as well. So our right arm can kind of sweep up and over. And then because we're relaxing and we're releasing, I want you to bend at the elbow and bring your palm to cradle your neck. Give your neck a little support and then use that as your leverage almost to twist open through the upper body, the chest, the heart, and the left shoulder. Option to keep your right arm over your right thigh, or for an extra stretch through the left side body and the psoas, you can float your hand and fingers down to the mat. Wherever you are, we're going to hold for 2 more breaths. Make this stretch your own. My body and my voice are just a guide. Feel into this how your body is asking you to. Last breath in deeply, long and soothing. And exhale, release. plant your left hand down, right arm down as well, so they're both in the inside of your right foot. Setting up, we're going to take a lizard pose. If you want to sit up high first, just ignite and become aware of the left hip flexor. So that is going to be feeling a little stretch here. If you tip your pelvis kind of a little up and a little under, that's going to say hello to your hip flexor. And then let's place our hands back down onto the mat and start to release into this stretch, stretching our hip flexor, our quad, our left quad and our right glute. If you're feeling very aspirational, you can also take this with your left leg lifted and rock forward and back. Keep lifted through the chest and the shoulders. There's a tendency in this pose for people to really relax down into it. But we want to keep as much length through the spine and the entire body as we can for our stretch, and keep your spine stretched out long, neck is lifted. You might play with popping onto the left side of the right foot and very, very gently pressing the right knee towards the right for a deeper stretch in the hip, in the inner groin. When your muscles are warm and pliable after a run, you might be able to stretch a little deeper than usual. So make sure that you practice awareness and sensitivity. You don't want to push yourself into a stretch that might feel uncomfortable later on. One more deep breath. In through the nose. And exhale, release. And come back up. Push your hips up over your left knee. We're going to take a half split, so also known as runner's stretch, I think. And we're going to pop up onto our right heel, which should be engaging the stretch in our right calf. Communicate directly with your toes here. See how it feels different when you're curling them towards you as opposed to when they're just chilling out, not paying attention. So they can control a lot of the stretch for you. Take a deep breath in and release it out. Long, smooth breaths. Inhale and push back up. Bring that right knee to meet the left and then swap it out. We're going to bring our right knee onto our towel if we're using it, and setting up for our little kind of gate extended side angle variation. Left knee is coming to the left side with our feet and toes pointing directly to the left side. So let's just see, kind of taste this one a little bit first. Be aware of the sensations in our body. See what your muscles and your joints are asking you for. This might be perfect for you here, and you might like to just stay as you are and keep breathing. If you're looking to take this into a upper body stretch as well, we'll start by lifting our arm up and over and then bending at the elbow to cradle our neck with our right hand. and then twisting open to the right. Nice. Let's open through our heart and our chest. Let's feel this in our right side body. And then if you would like to keep your left hand just as it is on the left thigh, absolutely welcome to, or see how it feels to extend your left hand down towards your mat or the earth. You don't have to be on a yoga mat, of course. And then we'll hold for 2 more breaths. Inhale deeply and exhale fully. Last one, inhale and exhale. Those hands plant down. Start to just maneuver ourselves. We'll be working towards our lizard pose down closer to the mat, but welcome to start up a little bit just to trigger and say hello to this right hip flexor. So tucking the pelvis up and under. See how that changes what we're feeling in the front of the right leg. And then lower down. So hands come to the mat, both on the inside of the front foot. Find your version of lizard pose. Whatever expression your body is looking for, does not have to look like mine. So you can pop up onto the ball mount of the back foot and rock, saw, seesaw back and forward. If you're feeling ambitious, but if you're feeling a little tired from your run, your muscles are sore and tired, then let that knee rest on the earth. Check you're not sickling into the back foot. So sometimes my tendency when I look back is to have this foot kind of curling towards the inside, but we want to keep nice long lines in our body. See if you can start the toe, the back toe, and follow a long line of energy all the way up through the back leg, into the spine, through the neck and out the top of the crown. That's why we want to keep our shoulders and our chest lifted. We don't want to collapse down. We want to keep length. Option to come down to the forearms, but keeping a slight lift in the shoulders and the chin. Keep that neck long. Option to come onto the left side of the left foot and very gently see if you would like to push a tiny bit into the left knee, inner of the left thigh, to engage that release into the left glute, the outer left hip. Tasty, I would say. If you're really tight in the hips, this stretch will be kind of one tough cookie to crack, but take it slowly. Be respectful of exactly what your body's telling you. You might be saying absolutely not, and that's fine. We want to make sure we focus as runners and as yogis on the balance between strength and flexibility. Strength can be more of our stability, so we want to make sure we aren't, pushing for flexibility if it's not going to benefit us. Take one last breath in here and push up and back for your half splits or your runner's stretch. And again, make sure you're focusing on how this feels for you. not how it looks for you. And we shouldn't be looking the same. So your hips could be up high, you might not be touching the mat. Totally fine. That's your expression. Play around with where your heel is. Communicate directly with your toes. And what I mean by that is they control some of this stretch. So curl them towards you and see how that feels. Keep length in that spine, lifting in the neck. I want to be collapsing in the shoulders. Let's keep them light and lifted. Breathe in, smooth and soothing breath. And breathe out. So nice. Come down onto your mat. We're going to take our, reclined half pigeon. Down to lay on your back. We'll start with the right leg. So lift the right leg up and bring the right heel towards the left knee and let it snuggle in just under the left knee. Then reach for your, you don't really need to have your towel there, so you can take that out. Reach for your left thigh, and if you can, grab around the left thigh. Start to bring your left thigh and your hips closer to your torso. So you want to focus on your hips and your thigh coming towards you, as opposed to lifting the chest towards your thigh and hips, because the stretch, the release will come from the movement of your hips towards you as opposed to your chest towards your hips. You can see if it's comfortable for you to use the right elbow as a little more leverage to engage that stretch more deeply, and curl your feet towards your knee, towards your left knee. Curl your toes, I mean, not your feet. Hold and breathe here. Maybe take a moment to find a little bit of gratitude for being able to take your body on a run. Feel those endorphins that you've created coursing through your veins. Not everybody has the ability physically to do that for themselves. So be thankful. Be grateful that you can and that you did. Last long, soothing, soft breath in. And exhale, release. We'll swap out. Left knee will bend at the knee. Bring your left ankle towards your right thigh and kind of snuggle it in, and curl your toes towards your knee. That's going to create more space around your knee joint, so it should be more comfortable for you during the stretch. And thread your hands inside. Well, the left hand's going inside this nook we've created, the right's meeting on the opposite side, and start to pull softly your right thigh towards your torso. Remembering here that we don't want to see this lifting. We don't want to be lifting in the chest. We want our shoulders to be glued down to the earth, and we want our leg to be drawing closer towards the midsection. That's going to ignite this stretch and release safely and comfortably for you. Option to push out a little more if you've got that range here with the left elbow, pushing that into the upper inner thigh. You may also be able to play with grabbing the right calf if you've garnered kind of flexibility to get to that point, but not really necessary. Always looking for the balance between flexibility and stability in yoga. Strength versus stretch, and where's that sweet spot for your body to land on between the two. Last deep, long, soothing breath in. And exhale, release your legs long. Pat them on your mat on the earth below. Last position for us to take. Hug your knees in to your chest and tear your arms out and make a cactus shape. Then let your both knees fold to the left. Take a back release. You can keep looking up at the sky, or let your neck softly turn to the right. See if you can check in with your shoulders. You want to keep them pretty much glued onto the mat. You don't want one shoulder lifting high off the other. And if it means that your hips don't come all the way to the left, if your knees don't come all the way to the left, that's fine. You can use, if you're struggling to find a comfortable spot here, you can bring your towel over if you've got one, and maybe it's more comfortable for you to lift your knees a tiny bit off the mat to keep your shoulders glued at the center. One more deep, soothing breath. Your knees to the center and let them fall to the right. Option with your neck to gaze to the left. Check in that your shoulders are fairly glued to the mat. One more long, soothing breath in, and exhale, release. Rock your knees to the center. Both your hip points are on the mat, and this is where I'll leave you guys. So if you want to stay here, if there's other stretches you want to take to help your release feel totally complete, absolutely go ahead and do so. Thank you very much. Namaste.